Feels like we've already played a ton of football here in the championship, and it's only January 1st. Games are coming fast and furious. We've got Sunderland at home, and then our first appearance in the FA Cup. And welcome back, everybody, to episode number 59 of Bottom to the Top. I'm Mr. Cellophane. I hope you are doing very, very well. A ton of success since our last episode. We've played 11 matches in the league, and yes, we are still at the top of the table. 25 games complete in our championship season. We've won 19 of them, 61 points. We are 7 points clear of Stoke in second. 9 points above Reading in third, out of the automatic promotion spots. But the championship is our ultimate goal. We are on quite a bit of a run. Now, after the last episode, we beat Swansea 3-1, if you remember. We also came home and beat QPR 2-1 before we picked up our lone loss since all the way back in September against Norwich. It was a 2-1 decision. We dropped on the road against Blackburn Rovers. Team we should have beaten. We got a bit unlucky, but after that, we're sailing. 3-0 against Hull on the road, 1-0 against Derby at home before we made a slight tactical tweak to accommodate Ross on loan from Everton. They were complaining that he wasn't playing in his best position as a deep-lying playmaker, so we decided to try out a deep-lying playmaker instead of a Segundo Volante, and we scored 5 goals in each of the next 2 matches, beating Stoke, who at the time were only 2 points behind us, 5-2, and then going on the road against Barnsley with a 5-1 victory. Things tightened up a little bit after that. Some stiffer competition against Palace and Leicester. A 1-0 win at home against Palace. Then we went to the King Power and managed to salvage a 1-1 draw before heading to Cardiff and annihilating them 4-0. We backed that up with the second consecutive clean sheet against Barnsley at home 1-0 before drawing Norwich on the road 0-0 at Carrow Road. We are welcoming back Dare Akande to the lineup. He was off at the African Cup of Nations. He is back in. He'll be taking over the deep-lying playmaker role from Craig Ross, who will be on the bench. We've done a ton of rotation throughout this time because even after the international break, we've been playing a match every 3 or 4 days, and that is not going to end. Oh, by the way, you may not have noticed, but we drew Brentford in the Emirates FA Cup third round. The match is going to be at home at Craven Cottage, which is good news for us. We are currently sitting, obviously, at the top of the Sky Bet Championship, while Brentford, still in the Premier League, currently sitting 16th place, 4 points north of the drop zone, which sees Aston Villa, Sheffield United, not as big a surprise, and newly promoted Ipswich Town. If we are going to be able to beat a Premier League side, this very well could be the one. This very well could be our best shot to move forward to round number 4. But getting back to the matter at hand, we are trying to keep our legs as fresh as possible. Now, Kovacevic is going to start in goal. He has started the majority of those matches. We have gotten Brian Meyer in there a little bit here and there just to keep him fresh, give Kovacevic a blow. Gutierrez. That is Sebastian Gutierrez. He is a nice young player who is going to be making his debut for the side this year. We signed him out of Colombia for £175,000. So the 20-year-old is going to be making his debut for the team because, frankly, Vale is just exhausted. And our normal backup, Glenn Allen, is out with an injury. He's got a twisted ankle. He'll still be out for another week or so. Joining him on the back line will be Aureli Amenda, who has played pretty well. Did pick up his first goal, obviously, on a set piece. Next name is going to be Matty Pollock and Damian Price, back from injury, getting the start at right back. Daniil Denisov has been fantastic for us, but he is just tired. He will come in and spell Price if absolutely necessary. In the midfield, like we said, Akonde is back. He's going to be paired with Filippo Ranocchia, who has been playing pretty well as of late. Alex Iwobi is going to be leading that midfield. Juarez and Brentford are going to be on the attack, and leading the line this afternoon will be Andre Lucas Gudjohnsen. Federico Guerrero, we are giving him the afternoon off. We are in fantastic form. Only the 2 losses all season long. We are at home. Sunderland coming in 7th place on the table, just out of the playoff positions as Price carries it up 5 minutes in toward the far corner, looking far post, can't find Juarez. Brun Larson is going to carry it up now for Sunderland as they look to make a counterattack. Juarez, though, gaining it back. It will be Gudjohnsen feeding Brentford in. Brentford's going to beat the goalkeeper Patterson for his 12th goal of the year. Does a little tumble to celebrate, and Fulham taking the 1-0 lead. Brun Larson getting a bit untidy. Juarez trying to make up from his earlier mistake. Nice pass through by Gudjohnsen. And Brentford, Patterson came out to challenge him. Brentford pokes it past him, and it is 1-0 Fulham. In fact, it has been incredibly rare for us to fall behind early in these matches. That is one of the big reasons why we are on the spectacular run that we are. Gudjohnsen intercepting it, feeding Brentford, leaving it for Iwobi, forward for Juarez. They're going to say he was offside, at least that's what the defense is claiming. Gutierrez now up the near side. Akonde, Juarez looking for, hitting goal, his 5th of the year, launching it from the edge of the box. Doing the knee slide, it hits the crossbar and emphatically bounces into the ground and into the back of the net. Juarez decided to go for it just to make sure that he didn't feed it to Gudjohnsen, who was in an offside position at the time. Fulham with the 2-0 lead less than 15 minutes into this match. In fact, goals on our first 2 shots as the ball sent forward. Kovacevic is going to come off his line and just scoop that up before any of the attacking players could get to it. Sunderland has had a pretty good year, although I have to say slightly disappointing. They were a top 3 team for most of the first half of the season. They fell off a little bit there, trying to claw their way back into a playoff position, trying to get back into the Premier League. As they move it around, happy to keep possession in the middle third. Shaib looking for Brun Larson. It's going to be intercepted by Gutierrez. He's having a pretty good first game. Alex Iwobi feeding Price up on the right wing, carrying it into the box. Price is in the middle. Gudjohnsen heading it home. Number 14 on the year for Andre Lucas Gudjohnsen. He leads Fulham, and it is 3-0. I have to admit, I was a little nervous coming into this match, knowing that we have the Brentford game in the FA Cup coming up, and the team might be looking ahead to that. And also, what wasn't really a lackluster performance at Carrow Road, but one where we didn't take advantage of all of the opportunities that maybe we should have. Heavily rotated side, which, and I mean, we're rotating left, right, and center. Brun Larson going for it from the set piece, and he's going to launch that over everything. 7-2, your shots on goal. I don't think, if I remember correctly, I forget if it was that match or the match against Palace, we didn't have a single shot on goal in the first half, which, if you've been watching the episodes, and I've even just been surmising from the scores that we've talked about, that is not a normal occurrence for this Fulham side. We launch the ball at the net. We do it frequently, and more often than not, we are successful. 3 of our 9 shots have found the back of the net so far. At the end of 45, Fulham leads Sunderland 3-0. I mean, you have to know that you have a very good chance of winning when you take 9 shots, 6 of them hit the target. Half of those 6 make it for a goal. Controlled in the final third by Sunderland. Shuib sending it across for Elise. Into the middle, he will find Filip Zivkovic, and Zivkovic ruins Kovacevic's clean sheet. Sunderland gets one back in the 52nd minute. 3-1 is your score. Now, one of the things I think about us playing a bit of a narrow formation is that we tend to be narrow defensively as well, so they are able to take advantage of wider players. Now, we have a smaller pitch at Fulham than the league average. obviously playing to our strengths as Iwobi gets it to Gutierrez, who will drop it for Aureli Amenda. Looking for Gutierrez again along the far sideline. He's got some men ahead of him. He'll hold up play and give it back to Amenda. Into the middle. Bit dangerous, but he finds Pollock. Amenda just throwing it back and forth. Holding on to possession in the midfield. Trying to take some time off the clock and ensure this victory, which currently stands at 2 goals. Price playing it to Brentford. Will give it back to Price along the sideline. Moving it deeper into the middle. Oh my goodness, he had Gudjonsson. Gudjonsson had Patterson beat, but he just could not keep it within the frame of the goal. We played 60 minutes, 14-6. Are your shots on goal? I feel like I was making a point before. I've kind of lost it. Gudjonsson throwing it in. All you guys, I do apologize. Maybe I could record some kind of insert while this episode is being edited, but I highly doubt that I'm going to end up doing that. Want to keep continuity after all. Palmer playing it ahead for Huron. I think I may have remembered my point, but I'll probably lose it by the time this play is over. Huron is in. Kovacevic making a fantastic save, tipping that above the bar. He has done that quite a few times. Kovacevic has been an amazing find for us in goal. Hopefully his talents can translate well to the Premier League when we move up, because I am 100% convinced that we will be making the jump to the Premier League for next season. We're going to bring in Jacopo Fazzini. Hasn't played as much as we would have expected him to. He has made a total of 16 appearances for the club, most of them in that advanced center back or center mid position. 706 rating has been pretty good. When we've tried to move him around, and we have tried to move him around a little bit, we have not been as successful. Only 2 goals, 2 assists, but we have been spreading our scoring around quite a bit. Matty Pollock getting a little bit complacent. We're going to give Nathan Wood a little bit of time. Nathan Wood, we're most likely going to be selling once, the transfer window is open. He came to us, said he should play some more. He really is like our 5th or 6th choice center back. We just really can't accommodate that. There was a piece in the press where he was complaining about his playing time. We said that we were going to deal with it in due course. I meant that we were going to sell him in a couple of weeks when the transfer window opened. The press interpreted that as we were going to play him more, so it generated a promise that we have no intention of keeping. So Nathan Wood is going to be gone. Those are going to be the 2 changes we are making here with 22 minutes remaining in this match. We might get Alex Iwobi out for a blow as well. Gutierrez has been pretty good. Price has been absolutely amazing. 10 minutes left, 20-7, your shots on goal. And I think we're going to win comfortably. It is 3-1. And as soon as I open my mouth, a final third throw-in for Sunderland. Sent across by Brun Larson. Huron's not going to get there. Price will clear. McFarlane bringing it closer. Huron with the shot that's going to clatter off of the crossbar and go out. It will be a goal kick, but another opportunity for Sunderland just a couple of minutes later. Herschelwood with it. Juarez knocking it clear, but Herschelwood will go back to get it. Retreating, dropping it to the edge of the circle. McFarlane. Litvinov. Ahead, he's got Huron. Huron has 2 men in the middle. Livakovic is one of them, and it's going to be cleared instead by the Fulham defense. Amenda now looking to bring it up in the 88th minute. Gutierrez along the near sideline. We are sustaining a ton of pressure as Herschelwood is going to head that forward. Zivkovic carrying it ahead, swept away by Amenda. Brun Larson will step away from Akande into the middle. He finds Zivkovic for his 2nd goal of the night, his 6th on the year, and a couple of minutes remain in regulation time, and it is now 3-2 Fulham leads. Brun Larson doing a good job. I thought we 1, 2, 3 opportunities to get a leg in front of that one on both the cross and the shot, and we failed every time. Kickoff highlight, this could be either really, really good or really, really bad. Wood moving it to Price. Bringing Wood into the game was probably a mistake at this point. Ranocchia, Akande for Juarez. Feeding Fazzini, swept away from him. Akande with it again, flipping it forward. He's got Gudjonsson, and Andre Lucas Gudjonsson with his 2nd goal of the game. Number 15 on the year, restores the 2-goal lead for the Cottagers. It's Fulham 4, Sunderland 2. Fazzini making a decent play. Good defense by McFarland, but a great pass through to Gudjonsen, and what a crafty finish. I gotta say, the way he poked that past Patterson was probably a goal of the year candidate in my book, even though, Football Manager really likes the long screamers from 25 yards out. Iwobi off of the throw and into the middle. Juarez knocked off it. Litvinov sending it clear. Ranocchia will settle it down. Up ahead, Gutierrez up the left wing. Looks like he may get overrun. He'll stop. Flip it far post. Gudjonsen trying to pop the header over Patterson. He does, but he goes over the crossbar as well. 6 minutes added on at the end are going to fall by the wayside, and Fulham is going to come away victorious once again. 4-2 is your final. Bring on Brentford. It's FA Cup time. We have a West London derby in the FA Cup, and a very winnable one at that. Now, we're going to throw everything we can at this match because I think we can take it. Our board thinks we can take it. Our fans think we can take this match against Brentford. And we are going to be putting out on the pitch what is pretty much our primary 11, even though they kind of all don't really play together. Now, Tom Burford is not available for this match. He got sick. We sent him home. He's going to be out for the next couple of weeks. Kovacevic is going to be in goal. A back four of Vale, Reece Williams, Matty Pollock, and Daniil Denisov. Ross Blanco and Marco Morales in the midfield with Daniel Juarez, Federico Guerrero, and Andre Lucas Gudjonsen in the final third on attack. Let's go win a football match. This match definitely a tale of two teams going in opposite directions. You have one team in Fulham Football Club who has not lost in their last 2 months. You have a team in Brentford that has lost their last 2 matches. Bottom of the table, or at least close to it, of the Premier League versus top of the table, definitely not just close to it, of the Championship. And Guerrero with the first and best attempt of the match so far from the set piece, launching it just a little bit too strongly over the crossbar and out into the crowd. No score so far through the first 20 minutes. In fact, that is the only shot on goal that has been registered by either side. Blanco looking to clear it away. He's got Gudjonsen on the counterattack. 4v4. Gudjonsen for Guerrero. Feeding it through to Morales. Morales shoots and he misses wide. It looks like James Justin did get in front of that shot to block it, so it will be a corner kick. Vale is to deliver the in-swinger, looking for Pollock in the middle. Eventually finds him, settling it down outside of the box on the left side to Ross, looking for Gudjonsen, but Cox is going to scoop that one up and end the attack. 2 shots on goal for Fulham so far in the first 30 minutes. They are the only shots of the match. Brentford not really getting anything done, and another corner kick opportunity. Guerrero, Matty Pollock, his third goal in all competitions. He starts doing the drunk giraffe and then the Carlton. The match momentum has almost been exclusively in our favor. We are taking advantage of our home field advantage. Gudjonsen, oh my goodness, what a save by Cox. Looks like Denisov, though, was offside, and that's eventually going to get called back for a Brentford free kick. Sent long. Pollock will settle it down. He's going to be challenged, but he scoots it across for Reece Williams. Up for Juarez. Moving it up the left side toward the sideline before he drops it right back for Williams. And the Fulham offense looks to reset. Ross will pivot it around, throw it ahead. Juarez behind the defense. He's in and he misses this time. James wasn't there to block it. We missed that all on our own. 5-1 your shots on goal in the first 45 minutes. We are the only team that scored. It was Matty Pollock's header off of a corner. His third goal of the year in the 34th minute, which is the current difference. It's Fulham 1, Brentford 0. The match so far has pretty much been all Fulham Football Club. The home team has been dominating. Let's see if we can continue that in the second half here. Not a whole ton going on, just a singular shot on goal. It was for Fulham in the first 10 minutes. Guerrero, though, Reece Williams, near post header. Second goal of the year. Reece Williams puts Fulham up 2-0. Guerrero with his second assist. I should have him take corners more often. I mean, he does take corners quite a bit for me when he is in there. Although Vale takes a lot of corners. I guess from the other side, though, Guerrero, another opportunity. This time he's going to find Pollock. It was a bit too low for the header. Pollock into the box. Guerrero moving it to his right. Feeds Denisov, and he drills it past Cox. 5th goal of the year for Daniil Denisov. 3-0 Fulham, and now we are on cruise control. To be fair to the Brentford goalkeeper, there were 2 defensemen kind of visually in the way to screen him on that one, but still, an absolute banger from Denisov. 20 minutes left to play in this match, and now that we have it fully in hand, let's look to make some changes. Zidkiga Chandler is going to come in at striker. Jacopo Fazzini and Alex Iwobi are going to replace our attacking midfielders. And Antonio Blanco not having the greatest game. Dare Akande, yeah, we'll get you in there, the 20-year-old, with some minutes here in the Cup. Not that he hasn't played a ton, although he is a bit knackered coming back from the African Cup of Nations, so we are going to probably need to rest him for the next match down the road. Just about 12 minutes left to go. Iwobi to throw it into the box. Gets it back from Pollock. Flipping it far post. Chandler hits the post with the header. Vale sending it forward again, but this time Cox coming up to the edge of the 6-yard box to grab it out of the air and say no. 2 shots on goal all match long for Brentford. And this, hopefully for us, is an early taste of what we may be able to do next year when we do get back to the Premier League. Now, I know that FM likes to listen to me, and not in a good way, though. If I pray for something to happen, usually the opposite does. But when I start talking about good things, FM is like, hold your horses, Cellophane. But you know what? The way we have been playing, we have a 9-point lead at the top of the table. We look unstoppable. I don't think there's anything that can stop us. So we've made the round of 32. The draw is upon us. We don't know who we're facing yet. We do know that the match is coming up very, very quickly. So if we get a good draw, and I'm thinking, I don't know, whether should it be an exciting match or one that we can pretty much win. I don't know. West Brom and Crystal Palace, the draw is going to probably take a little while. They're going to take on either Blackburn or Leyton Orient in match 2. Match 3, I mean, there are obviously a ton of other Premier League sides out there. Villa and Liverpool, they still haven't decided their round 3 matchup. They're going to host Cambridge. Poor Cambridge. They're pretty much screwed either way. Bristol City or Wolves. Lots of teams going to replays in the 3rd round of the Cup here. Stoke is going to be taking them on, so Stoke is probably going to be out of the FA Cup. West Ham, Man United on the road. I mean, we've already played Man United in 1 cup, so don't draw us. They didn't. Sunderland is going to get that pleasure. We're most likely going to be coming back for the Cup match. If not, we'll take a look at the schedule and see what the most interesting combination of matchups could potentially be. One of the things I am a little worried about is because we are doing so well in the league, just seeing us win again and again and again in the championship isn't super exciting, and I'm sure you guys want to get back to the Premier League just as quickly as I do. I mean, we still have 21 league matches left to go. We have no fewer than 22 matches remaining to play. Rotherham is going to be playing host to Sheffield United. We are still in the kitty. Burnley's still there. Arsenal's still there. Everton is still in. We can get a cream puff against either Kidderminster or Hull. Middlesbrough we've beaten. Millwall we've already beaten. Reading we've beaten. We've got them coming up. In fact, if we don't have an interesting cup match, we probably will come back for the Reading match, which is scheduled for the middle of February. I think it would be Reading and Coventry, but we can take a look at that. The winner of Bolton Charlton takes on the winner of Morecambe Cardiff. I mean, do we want just like the big payday to help fund our Premier League push next year with a match like against Arsenal, which we're not going to get? Middlesbrough is going to be heading to the Emirates for the next round. Now here's Reading. We're probably going to end up getting Reading. There's only 5 matches left to pull. Everton is actually going to travel to Reading. That should be a pretty interesting one. Hopefully Reading gets beat up pretty well. This is the one we were talking about, Kidderminster. Give me Kidderminster. This will be an easy win for Burnley. Plymouth, Millwall, Norwich, Wickham. And I think there's one other team there. Oh, yeah, Tottenham or Leicester. We're going to be heading to Millwall. We've already played Millwall, however, in this save. And I think that should be a pretty easy victory for us as well. So with that in mind, the plan is to come back for Reading and Coventry in the middle of the month. Now, we may, if we do get past Millwall, our 5th round of the FA Cup may fall in about that same place. So the plans, as always, are subject to change. But hopefully what doesn't change is our position on the table by the time we see each other again on Monday. Thank you to everybody who has liked these videos, for everyone who has subscribed and turned on their notifications and done everything that you know that you can to help support the channel. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Also, leave a comment in these videos. Let me know what you think of the formations we've used, what you think of our players. If there are any players that you think on this team right now that we should keep around when we make it to the Premier League, just drop it right down below. Thank you again. I'll see you on Monday. Until then, bye-bye.